Hey, Coach Harlan here with IB4E Coaching. Are you ready for the challenges in 2020? Those challenges and difficult times that you know are coming? Are you ready to lead your people through those changes? You know, they look to you as a leader, and the way you lead them will either bring you success or leave you stranded. I learned as a private pilot that when emergencies happen in the cockpit, there are certain things you can do to kind of guarantee the successful outcome. And I want to share that framework with you. Um, I'll tell you exactly what it is, how that framework works, and show you how you can implement it right now in your business right after this. So stick with me. All right, so I've said plenty of times, I'm a private pilot. I got my license years ago. One of the things that I learned during that training was in case of an emergency, you have to keep your head. You have to be able to remember your training, focus on your training, do what needs to be done to make sure that you and your crew and your passengers, if you have any, are arrive safely at the destination that you've chosen. And we were taught a little mantra to go through. Whenever an emergency came up, take a deep breath and repeat: aviate, navigate, communicate. So I've talked about this before, the Aviate, Navigate, Communicate framework. I did a presentation for the Chamber of Commerce up North Georgia a few months back. And the focus was leadership during difficult times. As a leader, when things happen, things go wrong in your company, which you know they're going to, if they haven't already, they will. People look to the leader. They look to their boss. They look to the manager to say, you know, what do we need to do? How do we get through this? The manager, you, the business owner, has to keep a clear head. You have to remain calm, and you have to know exactly what you need to do to get back on track. And that's how this framework kind of helps you set that up in your mind. If you remember aviate, navigate, communicate, you'll be just fine. So what does aviate mean? Basically, to a pilot, it means fly the plane, right? You in business, as a business owner or a leader in your business, you're responsible for running the business. If the business fails, everybody suffers, right? Not just you, your family, but your employees, your customers, your vendors. So your primary job is to make sure that that business is as efficient and run effectively as it can possibly be, regardless of what's going on. Something happens, you need to manage the business and let other people take care of those situations to get things under control. You can definitely give them orders, right? Delegate to them, tell them what needs to happen, but you need to focus on running your business, because if your business fails, it's all for naught, right? Secondly, navigate. You, as a business leader, need to know where you are at any given moment in time. You need to know where you're going, and you need to know how to get there. If you find yourself off course, if something happens to take you off course, you need to know how to get back on course quickly. And the only way to do that is to know where you are at any given time. Now, there are reports. If you use QuickBooks Online or something like that, you should be able to run these reports and look at these reports on a consistent basis to know what it is you're doing and what's working, what's not working, where you are. You want to look at your balance sheet and your profit and loss statement. You want to look at your cash flow statements. Make sure you have cash coming in. You want to look at your accounts receivable and your accounts payable to know where you are, who owes you money and who do you owe money to, and how efficiently are you getting that money to them. Cash flow is king, right? When it comes to business, you want to make sure that you have that cash not only coming in, but being used properly in your business, and you're covering your profits, because that's really why you got into business in the first place, right? So running those 5 reports, the balance sheet, profit and loss statement, cash flow statement, your accounts receivable and accounts payable, running those 5 reports on a regular basis and knowing where you are will help you identify when things are going wrong. When you start drifting one way or another, you know, hey, it's time to take some action. And as a good business leader, you should know exactly what to do to get back on course. If you've set a destination, you should have planned how you plan to get there. And those checkpoints along the way will tell you whether you're actually on track or not. And finally, communicate, right? Aviate, navigate, communicate. You have to be able to communicate with your employees, let them know exactly what's going on, and let them know what they need to do without any hesitation, without any ambiguity. You need to let them know what they need to do to help you get that business back on track. Everyone needs clear, concise instruction. If you tell them to do something, make sure they have all the pieces that go along with that so they can make their decisions and do the things that they need to do. If you only tell them bits and pieces, that means they're going to constantly come back to you and ask you for clarification. It's going to tie you up, it's going to tie them up, and nothing's going to get done. So make sure you're communicating with your employees. And don't just wait until an issue happens. Make sure you're talking about these things. If this, then that. If this happens, here's what we're going to do about it. Talk about those on a regular basis so they know right off the bat what needs to happen. And as far as like annual reviews with your employees, hopefully you're doing those, but don't do them annually. Do them more often. Talk to your employees on a monthly basis. See what's going on. See what they're doing. How are things working out in the shops or out in the store? What do you need? What do they need from you, and what can you expect back from them, right? Keep those lines of communication open, because when it hits the fan, you're going to need them to be as clear and honest with you as you are with them. Look, if your business is struggling right now, or if you've struggled in the past, or if you think that this is going to be a difficult year for you, let's get a handle on it right now. Spend some time with me and let's put together a plan on how you can get through this coming situation, all right? Go out to my website, www.timewithcoach.com, and schedule a free 20-minute consultation. No obligation, no big sales pitch, but let me know what it is that you're going through or you're anticipating, and I'll come up with some strategies and help you get through that, okay? So go to www.timewithcoach.com and schedule a free 20-minute call. All right, well, that's it for this week. I hope this was beneficial. If so, hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe so you get notified every time the videos are uploaded. And until then, Coach Harlan saying so long for now.